Editing SVG files online sounds simple until you open the file and realize the whole graphic is a wall of path data. Change one curve, break one group, or recolor the wrong layer, and suddenly the icon is worse than when you started. Today, I am using SVG Genie as an SVG editor online to fix, regenerate, and reshape SVG ideas without fighting the code by hand. Most SVG editors give you a canvas and a pile of tiny controls. That is useful if you already know what to change, but painful when the real problem is bigger, the graphic is messy, the prompt was wrong, the style does not match, the file has too many details, or the vector needs to be rebuilt cleanly. SVG Genie gives you a faster edit by intent workflow. Instead of dragging nodes first, describe the SVG you actually want. Simpler, bolder, one color, cleaner paths, different style, transparent background, better icon silhouette, or a version that matches your brand. The output is still a real editable SVG. The YouTube results for SVG Editor Online are mostly quick tool demos, SVG explanations, and standard editor walkthroughs. Helpful, but the gap is obvious. People do not just want another panel of path controls. They want a faster way to get from broken or almost right SVG to usable vector. SVG is worth editing because it is source artwork, not just an export. You can scale it forever, recolor it, inline it in code, import it into Figma, animate pieces, and keep the file tiny. But that power only matters when the vector is clean enough to work with. Here is the workflow. I will ask for a messy concept to become a clean product icon, simplify this into a crisp, one-color SVG icon, rounded geometric shapes, fewer details, transparent background, balanced spacing, editable vector paths. That is the edit I actually care about. A few seconds later, I have cleaner vector directions to choose from. I can keep the strongest version, download the SVG, and still open it in a normal editor if I want to make a tiny manual tweak. SVG Genie handles the big creative repair first. The trick is to write edits like instructions, not vague wishes. Say what should change, fewer paths, thicker strokes, one color mark, remove background, more white space, simpler silhouette, flatter icon style, stronger negative space, or make it match this brand color. You can push the same SVG idea through different visual directions. A line art version for docs, a flat icon for an app, a bold sticker style mark for social, a technical version for a dashboard, a softer illustration for a landing page. The edit starts with intent, then the SVG stays editable. This is where an AI SVG editor online gets useful. You can generate a cleaner variant, ask for fewer details, make it more premium, remove tiny shapes, try a monochrome version, or rebuild it as an icon set. That is much faster than repairing every path one by one. And you are not locked into the generation. Download the SVG, open it in Figma, Illustrator, Inkscape, VS Code, or your browser, and make the final precision edits there. Use SVG Genie for the heavy lift, then use your normal editor for the last 5%. Compare that with editing a PNG. You can crop it, resize it, or paint over it, but you cannot cleanly change its paths because there are no paths. With SVG, the shades are still real source data. With SVG Genie, you can regenerate that source data around the result you actually need. Avoid the common mistakes. Do not ask for photographic detail if you need a clean SVG. Do not keep 20 colors when the icon needs to work in one. Do not accept a busy silhouette at small sizes. And do not manually fix a bad concept if regenerating the vector would be faster. Use this workflow for website icons, logos that need cleanup, app badges, product graphics, simple illustrations, SVG backgrounds, cut files, documentation visuals, pitch deck, graphics, and any asset where the first version is close but not clean enough to ship. Developers get practical payoff. Clean SVGs are easier to inline, convert into React components, recolor with CSS variables, animate, compress, and keep in a repo. A cleaner vector is not just prettier. It is easier to ship and maintain. When the edit is done, keep SVG as the master file. Export PNG only when a platform needs pixels, and PDF when the graphic needs to live in a document or print workflow. The smart habit is simple. Fix the vector first, then export the delivery formats. This is a real search opening. SVG Editor Online gets meaningful monthly demand, but the YouTube results are mostly short editor demos and generic SVG education. SVG Genie adds a different promise, edit by describing the outcome, then keep the clean vector source. You can try SVG Genie free with no credit card required. After that, credit packs start at $9 with no subscription to cancel. If you keep needing small vector edits, cleanup, variants, or brand-mashed graphics, this is faster than starting from a blank editor every time. So stop fighting SVG code when the better move is to describe the vector you actually need. Go to svggenie.com, use SVG Genie as your SVG editor online, and turn almost right graphics into clean editable SVGs in seconds. Fix the vector. Keep the source. Ship the asset.